Okay, welcome everybody to this full moon 144K mass meditation happening around the globe. This is your loving servant, the unknown light warrior, welcoming you with open arms to this special and always beautiful get together to move everything forward, closer and closer and closer still to freedom, to joy, to return to galactic reunion and reintegration and healing through the restoration of truth and love, all the way down to the surface here. And we have a great opportunity before us to expand on the huge breakthrough we recently had at the Ascension Portal Activation Part 2, which was, or has turned out to be, basically an 11-month campaign. And we've obviously been doing the hard work in between those 11 months to maintain the speed, momentum, traction, and ascension. So welcome everybody to being here. This is such a huge, big deal. It is quite a very active, very electric full moon with Jupiter Cazimi opposing Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth and transformation, but also digging down to the bottom of things, which the strategic and tactical 144K will always harness and utilize this highly opportune astrology, because God knows the dark ones do, or try to these days. So it's arguably, as far as soul purpose mandate is concerned, incumbent on us to do the same, but for source, for love, and for humanity and Gaia's freedom. So well done, all of you. I believe it looks like I can be heard on all three platforms, and we'll get started in a minute. And I'm excited, and so should you be, for the great opportunity that can be and will be expanded on since Saturday of that huge breakthrough. Let's make the news and incoming intel even better. That's what stands before us. Alrighty, let's and today we're really going to show the teams, show our spirit guides what we really want. To show and express and gain further clarity and expansion. Expansion of transformation, thanks to the Jupiter Cazimi, opposite Pluto. We always take our opportunities because that, as always, speeds up, expedites freedom. As you begin the process, of breathing deeply and slowly through your nose, and this time we're really going to go through a cool process to really go deep, courtesy of the Jupiter Cazimi on Pluto. What an opportunity. As you now begin that beautiful process of letting go of everything, thoughts, emotions, and begin that amazing, mysterious process of kind of losing yourself in the now, relaxing, but calm, centered, and alert. Breathing deeply and slowly through your nose. And if you're new, we're going to go up to extreme high levels of source-given authority and awareness and consciousness level that we work with very deliberately, and power and protection to multiply the power and impact of this 144K global meditation by a good 100 times. And then we're going to zero in on what's that one thing that's going to make the biggest difference yet again, to radically expand and compound the breakthrough that we only had just a few days ago. To radically speed up the ending of suffering, the restoration of joy, and love, goddess love, as that most pervasive governing force, yet again on the surface of the physical plane. To calm and smooth a normally intense eclipse season that's just around the corner in August. Let's radically improve and avoid most of the intensities of eclipse seasons, because that's the way eclipse seasons usually are. As you continue to breathe in deeply and slowly through your nose, and now make that decision to step out of linear time, that trap that's diminishing more and more. Hence why time, so-called time, is speeding up. Of course, time is an illusion. So if you escape time through the now, you escape illusion. This is fundamental. Very fundamental to working with energy and connecting with your higher self. Your soul. So crucial. And of course, it allows a psychic flow. All right, everyone who was going to log on and be live on this pretty much is at this point. And let's make it happen. Really detach from all thoughts, even expectations. Engage the right hemisphere of your brain to access any time space you want, any realm, through so-called imagination. Driven by intent. Imagination, the highest form of consciousness there is, hidden in plain sight under labels such as imagination. Believing is seeing. It was never seeing is believing, ever. As you continue to breathe deeply and slowly through your nose, as you escape the matrix by escaping time through the now. Literally forgetting about it. To free the power of your mind and actualize your soul potential. And see yourself in a gigantic, dark silver, very translucent crystal ball. You're facing, you got your back to the inside of the equator, facing the center, and you see the dotted golden ring, that is all the golden light bodies. Of all you other 144K members, comrades. Let's call in Gaia. If you're a goddess with your own connection to her and relationship with her, you can call her in your own way. Otherwise, follow along. Authentic Gaia, authentic Gaia. We call upon the one true authentic goddess Gaia. Please be here with us. See her in the center of this crystal ball. Authentic Gaia, can we please have your permission to take you up with us up to overseers of multiverses? All right, lovely. And now we start to move up through the layers of this universe. You notice the first few white, thick white, bright layers go from the top of the crystal ball around down to the bottom on the outside, and that familiar, comforting flickering of light through that you see through the translucent walls of the crystal ball return. And now it's kind of like a blur or flicker of light on the outside. Guidance gator in the center. As we race through any remaining false reality layers of this matrix, any remaining false overlays, illusions, not just dimensions and densities, as we go higher and higher, up through the layers of this universe, rapidly approaching that last thick outer boundary of this universe. Adore the beautiful white polar ice caps of Gaia. Stay in the right hemisphere of your brain. Look over to your left and right to see the next few 144K brothers and sisters. And if you haven't already, you can go ahead and call in your guides. If you consciously work with any, just maintain a relaxed, loose kind of visual on Gaia in the center, the flickering light through the translucent walls of the crystal ball in the background. As we're about to break through, to massively take advantage of the huge recent breakthrough. Beautiful goal. As always, the less you try, the easier it is. And you don't have to see perfectly at all. Faint images work just as well for anyone who's new. Okay, the flickering light stops. As we reach and push through that last thick outer boundary of this universe, and the bright white light disappears, and you see a big ball of light. That is the universe that we just left beneath us. Rapidly turn to shrink into a small ball of light, and we rise above a whole ocean of small balls of light, that is, all the other universes. In this part of the multiverse, and that whole multiverse becomes visible as another ball of light. And that starts to shrink. And you see a whole other ocean of other small balls of light that are all the other neighboring multiverses. And we rise above that. And that all brings into, well, out of sight, way beneath us. And now look up, feel the stillness, the calmness. Inside the crystal ball as we continue to rise to incredible levels of power. As you adore and admire Gaia in the middle, the white clouds over the blue oceans. Put a little glance on your guides if you have them, and just enjoy the show while I quickly wrap up some protocols. Authentic height, we call upon the one true authentic light brings the height. Please make sure we go to you when no one else true height. And you look up, and you see a point of white light through the roof of the crystal ball. And it gets bigger and bigger and brighter until the whole roof of the crystal ball is now lit up very brightly. And we finally reach it, this platform of light. We come to a sudden yet somehow gentle stop, and we slowly and lovingly move through this platform of light. As it envelops the crystal ball, as we rise above, Gaia in the middle. It closes at the bottom, opens up at the top, and above we go, nice and slowly and gently. Nice, okay. And it all shrinks beneath us. The white platform sort of shrinks. Very hard to describe such energetic phenomena. And now we form a straight line behind and a little above Gaia. Okay. The crystal ball peels evenly and slowly. Nice and slowly to allow for a more gentle decompression. Mm. Nice and slowly. All the way down. And look and see and feel and establish your connection with these very, very soft, translucent beings of light, mandated by Source to play this critical role the way we do here on the physical surface to establish that connection, that multi-density connection, and create this profound synergy to effect change and freedom. So if you're new, just feel what they feel like. Their unique energy signature to establish your own connection. Very, very empowering. Allow yourself to go into this relaxed, deep meditative state with them, and just pay a little bit of background consciousness on the center of your head, where some of our higher senses are. Authentic God, can you please send us all a massive wave of your energy so we can truly feel you to an undeniable, unmistakable physical level. And now let go and just look at them. As you look at them, detaching yourself from even the need to feel them, in order to bypass the rigid left hemisphere brain. Continue to be in this deep state, in the now, which is your portal to your higher, true self and soul. You escape the matrix through the now and focusing on this real reality, escaping this fake one. Remember to breathe deeply and slowly through your nose, losing any concept of so-called time. This is how you escape the matrix. Authentic Hive, can you please send us a massive wave of your energy into our hearts? Engage the heart. Our overriding authority. And now have just a bit of background consciousness on your heart center or solar plexus or sternum. For that subtle pulse of their unique energy. Needless to say, we have effectively long started this global meditation. Do not judge this moment at all. That's not the way it works when interacting with the greater realities. And certainly forget about linear time to escape the matrix. Nice. Okay. Apologies to you sensitives among us for having to hold on to your chair. And don't worry, beloved one, if you didn't feel the whole lot. It's energy work is like another day at the office. Sometimes you have your good days and your bad days. And either way, especially with us, you're fulfilling your soul mission. Now return a little bit of focus back to your guides or Gaia. While I quickly call in the rest of the teams, I call upon the infinite army, the authentic amalgam of the Oberon lineage, and the elders of the amalgam. I call upon Oberon, the team of beings that created this universe and the unique phenomena known as physicality, as part of the ultimate plan to corral all dark back to the light throughout the omniverse. That presents itself as one man, as a golden being of light. You can see him just on the other side of Gaia. Okay. Repeat after me, everybody. I call upon all of my upper density levels, higher self. See him or her next to Oberon, just on the other side of Gaia. Repeat after me. I call upon the entirety of my authentic, organic soul. And see like a bright star appear just up above the hod. Connect through the heart. Repeat after me. I call upon my authentic oversoul, and I am. And see a bigger ball of light in a different color, if you prefer, appear behind your soul, forming like a ring around your soul. And an even bigger ball of light behind that. That is the Almighty I Am. we go. Fantastic. Authentic Legion of Light. Here is Gaia. And a 144K. Collective I am, oversoul souls, high selves of all those who are consciously and physically present here from the physical of this most central nexus, keystone planet. That impacts the whole omniverse in terms of what happens here. Take us to the space and place of omnipresence. Take that brief glance at Gaia and your I am at a minimum. And all of a sudden everything goes bright white. It's so bright you have to squint your eyes. Feel the connection with your I am. And remember, seeing is not believing, because seeing can be any kind of illusion, and believing it can be any kind of illusion. Believing is seeing. You can see by believing it. Free your mind. As that bright white light transporting us to the realm of omnipresent disappears, and everything looks the same. We henceforth work from omnipresence, and as you have that casual vision of Gaia in the foreground, a little beneath us, and the almighty ones in the background, just know by truly, well, let me put it this way. We can go really deep this time. We're not necessarily going to do any real huge amounts of work. But we, to use Arcturian terms, we're in the best position than ever before to go straight for the jugular. In a spiritual way, of course. To radically unlock, radically expand. The huge breakthrough of a few days ago, but also this constant build-up of many weeks, many months and years to the huge breakthrough we had a few days ago. Your soul wants you to now become aware of a real secret. Source, through the mechanism, language, and expression of its will and intent that we call astrology, the cosmic cycles for that matter. Wants you to go deep, the deepest ever. To seemingly the biggest secret that we are ready for now at this higher sub-density level. And your true identity, all your higher aspects, let alone your soul, oversoul, and I am, is really sort of beckoning you, inviting you to see and discover something you've never seen and discovered before at this avatar level. And this is what Source wants to happen because of, and clearly because of, Jupiter in the heart of the sun. The sun lights, puts a spotlight on things. Jupiter is the great expander, amplifier, explorer, the ultimate explorer. Opposite Pluto, the ultimate to put it in clinical terms, the ultimate digger-upper of the deepest secrets. And I know Uranus is playing a role somewhere there. I can't quite remember because Uranus being the most innovative and revolutionary of all the planets. And it's not a coincidence because there's never such a thing as coincidence that this special cosmic configuration that we're seizing upon in the name of love and the restoration of joy and truth just happened to occur on the next full moon, just days after the breakthrough from the Ascension portal activation. Or this special undercover operation of ours to look for what secret button to push, what final checkmate, chess piece to move. And the answer, per your unique, that's unique to you, pre-assigned soul task is to do. That's not for me to do, for you to do. to both consolidate and greatly expand, bringing source and any remaining distance, space, or gap between us and source at the avatar physical level, that is, to close it, to remove any distance and space. So it's all source. And this releases us from the trap of time, but it has to happen gracefully, not in such a horrible, rough way. And that's what we're going to take care of. So that this coming eclipse season is more about a blissful, excited, and joyful experience down to the physical level, not the usual roughness, you know. Without the stresses on the nervous system to process the transformation of our consciousness within us gracefully, without the proverbial fear of the unknown. Time to say goodbye to that. What's that one thing? So look up at the HOD, past Gaia. Use, fully let go, fully unleash the right hemisphere of your brain through so-called imagination, believing you're seeing. Lose yourself in the now. Go into that deep meditative state. And in an unattached way, look at the HOD, even if it's only one of them. Look at your soul over soul, I am, up above. Anyone else you can fit in. And just repeat after me. Authentic soul over soul, I am. Authentic higher self. And overseers of multiverses, the HOD. Authentic source. It is the full moon of the 29th of July, 2026. A massive spotlight now exists on the deepest and possibly final secrets that can unlock freedom and the return of source to the surface of this planet. Work through me and with me. In a way that my current consciousness level can access. To find and unlock that secret. To free this planet. Fulfill the true potential the highest potential of my soul mission. And expedite galactic contact. There you go. Scan all of this intent and request from the space of omnipresence. Clear the lot, transform the lot, including within me. Now, with the teams in the background, as always, you don't have to see all of them at once. Get comfortable with a particular vision, panoramic vision, and now see Gaia in the quarantine sphere. Because for the initial part of this, things can be removed, found and removed, that couldn't before. Thanks to our years of dedication of working up to this moment, of always compounding timeline upgrades every 2 weeks. At the same time, allow yourself such clarified intent. Allow yourself to really go into that deep meditative state. And look at Gaia from the perspective and level of omnipresence. All densities in between small spaces and time, but within the physical plane. Let go of expectation. Allow the teams, your higher aspect, your soul, through the right hemisphere of your brain to simply show you what grayness or blackness needs to be lifted out. Have that neutral mindset to go beyond your reference points. You don't have to see things perfectly at all. Just ask any remote viewer, especially during the initial stages. The answer is right where the question is asked, or the vision is right where the intent is set. So it exists beyond thought. Thinking doesn't do it. Intent combined with the right hemisphere of the brain does. Powerful psychic secrets you just need to get used to. And turn it white. That's your light, your soul, fulfilling its stupendously important purpose, mission. Old codger souls like mine is here to simply help you out with this. Turn it white, hold the image. Be and kind of lose yourself in this real reality. Do forget about the fake one. Which is your physical self in the physical room that you're in. We have no time or appetite for fakeness. As you maintain vision, transmute with your light anything dark. Again, from this distance outside the quarantine sphere, it's quite often amorphous, not all the time, depending on your pre-assigned soul task of this sacred now moment. I won't verbalize what I see because it can influence what you need to see. So I'll verbalize later. Go deep. A deep hypnotic state of extreme relaxedness, extreme presence, extreme detachment. Remember to breathe deeply and slowly through your nose as you be the sacred God witness. You as the God self. Let go even more as that internal image continues to reveal itself, continues to kind of like talk to you. Be willing and open. Your soul its massiveness is beckoning you to go beyond your current paradigm, including the one I've given you, beyond your current level of consciousness, with a sense of curiosity and adventure, which you can employ with such massive backing and standing outside the quarantine sphere, working from omnipresence. And if you're kind of stuck, one hack around the incredibly rigid left hemisphere brain, courtesy of matrix programming and conditioning, is see Gaia and her surrounding aura, but from outside the quarantine sphere. See whatever looks cool, you know. Be that 10-year-old child. Do what looks cool. What looks sort of captivating and fascinating. Just remember to transmute by turning something white, turning it white bright. And so after this initial cleansing and clearing process to see what's underneath, I'm going to go for that deepest secret, the jugular, to expedite freedom, and then we're done. There's a powerful psychic skills you're employing here. You veterans know that. As you continue to lose yourself from a left hemisphere perspective into this world of mystery. As you take that occasional glance of at least two of the hot in the background and your I am directly opposite, a little above Gaia in the foreground, Gaia and the surrounding auric field within and the quarantine sphere itself, looking very, very holographic and very see-through. Be present with the team, be very present with them. The heart of your I am at a minimum, that's enough. Remain in that detached, deep, hypnotic state, but still conscious enough to transmute anything dark into white light and then see it disappear. And see what replaces it as we reclaim lost energy, lost space, lost ground, back to the light, back to source. Your chance to shine through these game-changing protocols. Don't worry about getting it right. It doesn't work that way. Feel the guidance. Feel your soul, over soul and I am, working through your chest, through detachment, imagination, and venturing to where your consciousness has never ventured before. Breathe deeply and slowly through your nose. Remain in that deep hypnotic state. Let go. See what's revealed. Go beyond your current level of consciousness, beyond your reference points. To the real secrets and underpinnings of what precipitates into the eventual physical reality. Let go even more. Allow the vision, the image to deliver to you the information. Again, faint images are usually the more accurate ones. If it's very vivid and colorful, it's quite often still within your reference points. Go deeper through extreme detachment. What's your unique soul purpose and task assigned to you for this sacred now moment. Intervention. Honor your God aspect. Deeply and slowly through your nose. So-called fascination, curiosity, exploration, imagination of a child. Use those things to see what you want to see, to witness what you need to witness. It's all there already. You just have to receive it. Alrighty. Begin to close and complete this part of this initial clearing. Okay, good. So the peak of the full moon is in 15 minutes. This is great timing. That sacred peak moment where it's where all the cosmological and energetic potential is at its maximum. It's like building up to a climax, if you will. And you don't have to understand, and certainly don't analyze what you do see, because a lot of what you do see will be beyond your understanding. And you're always lovingly encouraged and supported by all your higher aspects and levels to go beyond. Certainly beyond the rational mind, which is incredibly limited. In a couple of minutes, I'll verbalize what I saw. Now, for those of you who are either done with this part of the process or hold on. uh, I think I felt Gaia just there after something got removed. I mean, it just looked like a spherical black haze. Again, the most advanced secretive things are usually of the most basic shapes. Sort of doesn't matter in one sense what you see, just transmute the effing thing. Stop it from denying us our freedom, bliss, which is our natural state. Everything else is rubbish. Okay. Allow yourself to be deep, but completely detached, as if you don't care, from the left hemisphere brain perspective. Again, the occasional black thing, turn it white. Well, I need to reorientate my consciousness to get back to what I was saying, because stuff came up. Alrighty. So that's right. For those of you who are not seeing or focusing on anything in particular at this point, look at each continent holographically. Pick your background colors. Let your heart's intent express itself. You just be the witness. In other words, let your soul mission channel, your soul channel through your chest. You just be the witness. Don't try to understand it. Just turn it white. Okay, good. Back to what I was saying before, because this is very non-linear sort of a phenomena that I'm trying to verbalize. Again, if you're not seeing or doing anything in particular, focus on each continent in whatever way makes sense to you. Be the witness, not necessarily the doer. Let the doing come through your heart. And there's a grayness. It could be black, but also grey, which is more of a neutral thing. At least that's how it presents itself throughout all the populated areas of the world. In other words, the continents. All the continents. We all know what those images and maps of Earth and the continents look like. Don't have to get it perfect at all. Any grayness or blackness, apply intense white transmutational light and just hold. I'll explain what's going on later or shortly. And just see this gorgeous, beautiful, shimmering white light throughout each continent, through all densities, the physical plane, all relevant densities that this grayness or blackness is at, exist within, throughout the physical plane. And watch it being transmuted. Hold white light throughout all the continents. Just trust me on this one for now. Line it up right through the surface down to the quantum and subquantum level of at all frequencies of the lower densities, the relevant densities that this blackness exists. Don't judge the moment. Shine your light. Fulfill your soul mission. Hold. But detached by remaining in a calm, center, deep, hypnotic state. Hold. Meditate. Meditate on this white light throughout all the continents, like you're seeing the earth slowly spin. You're operating from omnipresence. Hold that intent. And now sort of intensify the white light. It's the earth very holographically, and all the continents lit up. Just hold for another, and hold that light. And now repeat after me. I call upon all benevolent, and authentically positive galactic races, central galactic races, intergalactic forces, cosmic forces, disintegrate and disentangle us. All of humanity. From all forms of dark consciousness through to the quantum and subquantum level, throughout all auric fields, all particles, down to the DNA level. Throughout all minds, throughout our electromagnetic auric fields, of all of surface and subterranean humanity. Both authentic organic humans and synthetic humans. While we hold the light and love of our consciousness throughout all the continents. Proceed. Now hold the white light throughout all the continents. Spin around, through Asia, India, the Middle East, Africa, Europe, then over to South America, North America, and use the immense power of our collective consciousness and the omnipresence power of your I am. Channel it now, hold it in the background of your consciousness as you watch the white light, making it happen. The white light throughout all the continents. All continents are pretty damn bright. Holding the space to make this happen. Just for another couple of minutes as they move in. Go deep into that hypnotic state. Be the witness. See occasionally the HOD, the overseas of the multiverses, your I am, soul over the other side. Play around with that limitless attitude of a child, that is to bypass left hemisphere conditioning so it doesn't limit you. This is incredibly powerful. Incredibly powerful. We're really going to transform this coming and otherwise intense eclipse season to truly, 144, awesome, to truly make that the watershed moment, this eclipse season that we've been dreaming of, bringing the light truly down to the surface of the planet. Hold the white light. You can be parts of continents or whole continents, whatever works for you. Now we intensify the light, have it really go through everything and through the lower atmosphere, through the surface, to facilitate and actualize this mass intervention from our off-world and inner earth brethren. Hold, meditate on it. Be almost mesmerized by it through extreme presence, as if you're almost losing yourself in this imagery. For another couple more minutes. Now simply notice a bit of a height or depth to this white light throughout the continents. And this white light is serving a dual action. It's allowing our off-world multi-density brethren to get in here, get in to each auric field, electromagnetic field, and physical body of the surface population. But the white light itself is loosening up, softening and transmuting garbage, namely dark consciousness, and programs that are sort of taken on a life of their own, if you will, not quite AI consciousness. And this is what's constantly infecting Gaia's electromagnetic field. All right, the state, internal state of surface humanity. And this will really let it all go, for lack of a better term. It'll really free Gaia herself and the surface. Because the emotional and mental state of surface humanity is itself a really big block to ascension and getting the light down here as of, the 25th of July. And this is a big part of what Jupiter Cazimi, in the heart of the sun, opposite Pluto, conjunct the moon in Aquarius, if that's correct. That's its purpose, but we're making it done in an instant with these grace and flow, not this rough crap that takes days to get over and recover from. Welcome to the 144K. For anyone who's new. This is how crucial our role is. Crucial. One of the very few mass meditation groups that's this consistent every 2 weeks. All right, white light. Cleansing, disentangling, freeing ourselves from dark consciousness, dark programs, dark scalar waves, emotional, mental toxicity and lies. Focus that white light. Let's start off with North America. All the way up to Alaska. Down into Mexico. And see the white light. Okay, get a sense of depth, as in going through the lower atmosphere, through the physical surface at all relevant densities, down to the quantum and subquantum level. No more space, only source after we've finished with this. Source has to fill in space, which creates time. Time-space is a darkness creation, FYI. So see, way from Alaska through to Florida and the East Coast, depth, white light, clearing all the auric fields, clearing the surface, all the auric fields of every human on the surface. And in a moment, in a few seconds, we're going to see this white light just sort of sink through, for lack of a better term, through into deep underground, through the auric fields, physical particles, electromagnetic auric fields where the mind exists of all the surface human population, brighten the white light. Again, see the oceans in a dark indigo color if you want, whatever. Be the god and goddess. Allow. Now, on the count of 3, sink and swoosh through, for lack of a better term, holding the previously aforementioned intent. Sink and swoosh through the white light, through the lower atmosphere, surface, deep underground, cleansing, clearing everything, disentangling all relevant densities, etc. Down to the quantum, subquantum level, electromagnetic level. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, swoosh throughout North America and Mexico. You can do it twice if you want, and see a lightness. It could be a light green or a light blue or a golden, sort of spread throughout North America into the oceans a bit. Now, do the same in South America, through all the electromagnetic fields, quantum, subquantum particles, every auric field, particulate throughout every human, throughout all relevant densities, usually from 1 to 5 density, and Latin America, brighten it and swoosh. Over to Africa, same thing. See the brightness, see the infinite depth of the cleansing, disentangling white light throughout all the aforementioned. Let's free Africa and swoosh. Allow. Be the witness. Europe. White light, see the Italian peninsula into France, and then over to Spain, over to the Balkans and Greece, all the way up through to Denmark, the UK, Scandinavia, and whoosh. Ireland, Spain, Germany, Central Europe, all the way to Turkey, Ukraine, Crimea, all right, Middle East, Saudi Arabian Peninsula, over to Iran, Israel, swoosh, moving over to India and China, Siberia, light it up, intense bright light moving through the lower atmosphere, get ready, through the surface, through every human, swoosh. Through over to Japan, Northwest, Russia, down into Indochina, the Thai Peninsula, Indonesia, Borneo, swoosh, Papua New Guinea, down into Australia, New Zealand, Antarctica, swoosh. Okay. Call in source light language. This is the finishing touch. Call in source light language, authentic organic source light language, represented by gold. Through the core of Gaia. And see this expansion of, again, it'll look like golden holographic spheres. More than one layer of it, because there's a language for this, there's a language for that. Again, physical plane, electromagnetic aspect of the physical plane, mostly first to fourth densities. Rewriting everything, expand it out through the core of Gaia, and see, how do I describe this? You may see pillars of gold coming out through the core of Gaia, through inner Earth, and into the surface, into the central nodal points, nexus points of the grids of Gaia's surface area. Pardon me. Shards, authentic, pristine, golden pillars of gold, moving just up ahead of these, just ahead of this expanding holographic spheres of gold, of source. Take your time, no rush. Ease and grace and flow. Rewriting. And returning. The source-based holographic structure of so-called reality. Light up in gold. See all these, as these spheres come through the surface, I see Gaia's face emerge. Got a definite holographic image of that, which is excellent. All right, now, pillars of gold come through the surface. Some of you are familiar with the ley lines. Light it up. Slide it up, light it up. See these golden pillars come through the grids, come through the surface, lighting it up. Because you better believe we have to expedite the filling of this vacuum that we've kind of opened up, so that things don't disintegrate and destabilize on the physical plane. Otherwise, you will see earthquakes and institutional and economic collapses that'll quicken things, but it'll do more harm than good, and it's not necessary. We need a smooth transformation. Spread the golden light throughout the surface, see the grids light up. Have fun. As this is the last step. Hello, Teotihuacan and Damascus, Sedona, California, Utah. Massive ley line nexus point in Utah. Have at it. This will certainly reverse any dark ritual, standard full moon rituals. All right. Light up Europe, light up the grids of Germany. Versailles, Damascus, have at it. Hello, Vatican. Goodbye, Vatican. Lots of action. So you can just focus on one thing at a time, that's fine. I think I felt a sudden sort of rush of love in my heart. And I focused on magenta source light coming through the core of Gaia at a lower density physical plane level. Let's light up beloved Germany. Another classically hijacked grid area. And hijacked beautiful race. Let's bring up a golden pillar through Mount Hermon in Israel. Light it up. Light up the goddess vortex in Syria. As we begin to finish, we'll be done in less than 5 minutes, unless you're having lots of fun. Let's move over to Iran, India, sacred places, China, Uluru in Australia, those earthquake areas just northeast of Japan. All right, now sea and Antarctica, of course. Now see this gold crisscrossing grid, pristine, source, organically, authentically source based love and light. Really go through the whole surface, the whole massive Pacific Ocean, the seabed where Lemuria once was. Let's see. These golden pillars reach up into the upper atmosphere, just into outer space, and hook up to another golden membrane all around the planet. Getting in golden source light from the outside in, having it kind of like a two-way traffic. And now it's hard to even distinguish between the continents. Golden crisscrossing light, glittering golden light, gold, gold, gold all the way home. Zoom out and zoom out to outside the quarantine sphere. We can see the whole quarantine sphere and see gold just expand. You can make out the continents, you can make out the oceans, just crisscrossing grid lines, ley lines, gold with a capital G for God. And now expand, keep on expanding outward throughout into lower atmosphere, well, outer space, into lunar orbit, outwards, outwards, outwards. See, connecting to crisscrossing natural plasma grids and plasma wormholes, and zoop, outwards you go. See Earth in the distance, gold expanding from this ultimate nexus planet, keystone planet, and outwards she goes. Zoom out, see it expand throughout the solar system, touching Jupiter, the sun, all the way out to Pluto. We're returning source back to the first, second, third, fourth density physical plane. All spectrums, electromagnetic spectrums of the physical plane have atom. Ask your soul, check in with your soul, over soul I am, over on the far side of this place of omnipresence, the HOD, and zoom out. And you begin to see how much is there, how much natural cosmic structure is there as we move through the solar system. Past Neptune, past Venus, past everything. Past Saturn, Uranus, Pluto. And see this, all this golden, now golden plasma wormholes from the sun zoom out to spring out throughout the entire zodiac within this portion of the spiral arm of Gaia. And see gold spread throughout this path of the galaxy connecting to the galactic central sun. And outwards we go. See, just rapid fire now. Galaxies, because it goes faster the more you expand out. Another phenomena of consciousness projection from the physical plane of this planet. Long story there. Outwards we go. See, out, all these string of galaxies. Boom. And out we go, and see that brain neuron structure kind of thing that most of us have seen of this whole portion of the universe expand out. Now see the holographic toroidal field structure of the universe expand, turn gold. We're moving in the source, essence, and language throughout the remaining lowest densities of the physical plane to finish it all. See the whole universe reconnecting with itself, removing all artificially created space, dissolving anomaly, and out, and see all, and spread it out beyond the universe into touching other universes. Gold, gold, gold. Outwards we go throughout the multiverse. See the whole multiverse as a white haze, like we did before when we came up. And outwards we go, touching other multiverses. Outwards we go. And now look as if you're above the whole multiverse. It lights up, and see the multiverses, next level. And outwards we go. It's all gold underneath from this high up place. All that glitters is gold. Zoom out. Look over to that familiar view. So it's all gold underneath. Return to that original image of Gaia in the quarantine sphere, but it's all gold. Everything within the quarantine sphere itself, let alone Gaia, is all gold. So this is kind of like Gaia is kind of like the master switch, for lack of a better term, for all that is, it seems. It's the nexus planet for the whole omniverse. As crazy as it sounds, to the little mind at least. And again, look over to the opposite end. Your soul over soul I am. Two of the hot on either side. That will surround us. Yeah, it's 5 of them all together, really. Thank them. Thank them. See them. Thank them. Thank your soul over soul I am. Connect. Give that nod of acknowledgement and sense of camaraderie with these extreme higher levels of light. Just allow that, bypass the limited left hemisphere brain into the limitless right hemisphere brain. That's what it's there for in terms of physical mechanism to enable this. And have a sense of every auric field, plasma field, and physical particles of every person on this planet. Yes, even them weird ones. Just be gold. Especially yours. See, as a parting glance, the beautiful gold of the atmosphere, auric field, outer auric field, and physical surface of Gaia. Gold. And the intensity of this gold will continue to step up gradually over the coming weeks to make it gentle. But we've certainly added an enormous amount of grace to this otherwise rough, resistant ascension process. Well done, everybody. We are done. Let's see, did I manage to keep it under 2 hours? Probably not. I did it. All right, 20 minutes, 19 minutes over. Although by the time we got up there and connected and set the stage from omnipresence to be in that true commanding position of power. All right, so 2 hours and 20 minutes all up from when I first went live. For that 10-minute or so prep and preamble, it's still okay. So it's still about 2 hours of actual energy work. And that's good. Not so bad. I felt, I guess I was guided, as I'm sure some of you were, to fully take advantage of this golden opportunity, no pun intended, that the profound, unexpected success of Saturday's Ascension Portal Activation Mass Meditation opened up for us, and so forth, it was incumbent on us to take advantage of that, to make the absolute most of that, to harness the power, the immense might of Pluto and Jupiter and the Sun, to expand the light, make the absolute most of it. And it's a safe bet that we did. And now, thanks to you and I, and all of us uniting together, the usual fear-charged, often volatile nature of eclipse seasons is now a thing of the past. Congratulations, 144K. Ascension does not have to be so hard and rough. It's all just BS. It's all just darkness. So well done, to put it mildly. Well done. This is so critical. That's it. Again, it's expanded everything. And that's what Jupiter's all about. It's transformed everything even further, which is what Pluto is all about. Reprogramming this so-called matrix and surface situation based on what source sees fit. Well done. Well done, well done, well done. As always, leave your feedback in the 144K chat. Anything worth mentioning. And even if it was only one particular thing that you saw or did or came through you, that was your unique soul, pre-assigned soul task in this critical intervention. That's fantastic. Share that as well, even if it was only one thing that just stood out for you. Love to see you in the 144K Telegram chat, and well done, beloved one. Well done. It's sometimes hard to sign off after such an experience together, after making such a difference together. Again, allow any detox symptoms of your own to just pass through you. And I can't wait to be with you again. Really can't wait. It's been such a special bonding experience doing this with you. All that is, including Source itself, including Galactic off-world, intergalactic brethren, can't thank you enough. I guess I can feel it. My partner Ada and I, Astada, giving you all big hugs. And it's all been optimized. Walk off with peace of mind. And relax and enjoy the rest of your day. Do something enjoyable. Watch your inbox. Love to you all. Appreciation from all that is to all of you with a capital A. See you soon, beloved one. Well done. You're fulfilling your mission. Talk to you soon.